Dragon Boat Festival is on May the 5th of lunar calendar. This year it fell on June the 14th, which was this Monday. In today's video, my mom will teach you how to make zongzi, a traditional Chinese food eaten on Dragon Boat Festival. I'll also take you to Zigui, Hubei province to tell you the story of Qu Yuan, a historical Chinese patriot living in China 2,000 years ago, whose life the Dragon Boat Festival commemorates. A week ago, while I was in a small town in southwest China, people were practicing and preparing for Dragon Boat race. That's a tradition on Dragon Boat Festival.
Dragon Boat racing because the Dragon Boat Festival is coming and they're rehearsing.
Another tradition is eating zongzi. When I went back to my parents' home, I asked my mom to teach me and most importantly, you guys, how to make this traditional Chinese food. Add some dairy alkali to the glutinous rice and add some water, or you can dissolve the dairy alkali in water first and add water to the rice, whichever way you prefer. The rice would turn yellow. Add some salt. Today we're making salty zongzi with pork filling. My mom has already marinated the pork fillings with soy sauce, salt, and rice wine. Add the marinated juice to the rice. Add some more soy sauce. Finally, add some oil and stir the rice to mix the sauces together. The glutinous rice is ready. There are different shapes of zongzi. Today my mom will show you 3 of them. The one in the left, which is of pyramid shape, is the most common one. I call the one in the center ice cream cone. It's probably least common, but it's cute. The one in the right is called the pillow zongzi because it kind of looks like a pillow in pre-modern China. Let's start with the pyramid one. Overlap 2 leaves, form a white cone with the leaves. Place some rice in until the cone is half full. Stick chopsticks in and move them up and down a few times to make sure the rice gets into the bottom of the cone. Place the filling in. Top with more rice and press the rice as firm as possible. This is the most important step. It decides whether it will turn out to be a zongzi or a rice ball. Press the 2 sides with both thumbs and fold the leaves over the rice. Wrap the rest of the leaves around the shape. Tie with a cooking string as firm as possible. Next, we're going to make an ice cream cone. Form a narrow cone instead of a big one by twisting the leaves for another circle. The rest is the same. Place some rice in, make the cone half full. Stick chopsticking and move them up and down a few times.
下面去，搞一个小一点的，
Place the filling in. Top with more rice.
填满。
Press the rice as firm as possible.
压紧来，你是要压紧，松的粽子不好吃。压紧，压完了以后，两边倒一点，
Fold the leaves over the rice.
然后一边
Wrap the rest of the leaves around the shape.
到这里，转过去，多的打上来就行，就这么简单的包。
And tie with a cooking string.
原来你是每一次都会滴酱油到地上。对。好。
Next, the pillow zones.
就是这个圈
Make a small cone with leaves.
多折掉一点，那么这就很，让它躺着，这里多折掉一点，让它躺着。
Place some rice in until the cone is completely full.
你放在这里边，同样这里也要搞紧了，压也要搞紧来。
Place the filling in. Add more rice. For this shape of zones, keep the cone lie down for about 30 degrees. If you hold the cone vertical, you wouldn't be able to add more rice since it's already full.
说穿了，整个动作就是横着放，然后呢，横着打下来，
Fold the leaves over the rice.
放下来，这一点随便往哪边引到一样的，然后缠绳子，这个就是靠缠绳子。
Finally, wrap the zones with a cooking string several times and tie the string.
那结，是枕头形状，长的，就这样就行了。
Okay, my turn. And this was the third try. The first two completely failed. Let's watch this try.
Does it look like a Zongzi? Oh!
The final step is to boil the zongzi in water. We used a high-pressure cooker because it would save a lot of time. It took about an hour to cook, and this was the final result. Very delicious. Dragon Boat Festival is celebrated in many countries. The Prime Minister of Singapore also posted about it on social media. In the post, he mentioned the dragon boat races and zongzi are cultural practices that commemorate the life of Qu Yuan. Last year, I went to the birthplace of Qu Yuan, and let me tell you the story behind the Dragon Boat Festival. Hello, I'm Yan Yan. I'm in Yichang, Hubei province, in a place called Qu Yuan Temple. In today's video, you will learn how Dragon Boat Festival came about. Come with me. The complex sits in the mountain. After climbing up the steps in the complex, I came to the temple on top of the mountain. The person I went to worship is Qu Yuan. The picture on the wall depicts the scene of the day Qu Yuan committed suicide. He immersed into the river while holding a rock. Villagers rowed boats to the middle of the river and desperately tried to save him, but were too late. In order to keep fish and evil spirits away from his body, they beat drums and splashed the water with paddles. People also threw packages of rice into the water, both as food offerings to Qu Yuan's spirit and also to distract the fish away from his body. Why did Qu Yuan commit suicide? In the 4th century BC, there were 7 major states in China. Qu Yuan was from State Chu, a state located in the Yangtze River region in central China. He was a member of the Chu royal clan and once served as left minister. At the same time, State Qing, located in the westernmost of China, grew more and more powerful. It started to show the ambition to conquer the other 6 states. Worrying about the fate of his country, Qu Yuan actively advocated reforms to limit the power of aristocrats, despite being an aristocrat himself. The reforms hurt the interests of the aristocrats and were, of course, opposed by them. Being slandered by corrupted ministers, Qu Yuan was forced into exile. During the 16 years of exile, he wrote many poems to express his political stance. He expressed that he'd rather die than to conform with the corrupted aristocrats. In the post, the Prime Minister of Singapore quoted one of Qu Yuan's most famous verses. 路漫漫其修远兮，吾将上下而求索. Although the road ahead is long and endless, I still want to pursue the truth between the sky and earth. In 2078 BC, on the 5th day of 5th month of lunar calendar, learning the army of State Qing had captured the capital of State Chu, Qu Yuan felt hopeless and jumped into the river. To commemorate Qu Yuan's sacrifice, each year on the day of his death, people hold dragon boat races and eat zongzi. The day became Dragon Boat Festival. Qu Yuan's legacy is beyond a festival. This is a mountain in West Hunan province. It was said that during his exile, Qu Yuan once traveled to this mountain. Standing on this platform and looking at the sky, he composed the poem 天问, which translates to questions to heaven. In the poem, he raised 170 questions in verses involving the universe, stars, natural phenomena, myths, and the real world. The questions show the spirit of exploring the unknown and seeking the truth. To commemorate this kind of spirit, China's planetary exploration missions are named the 天问 series. The first Mars exploration spacecraft is named the 天问 1. It has already landed in Mars on May the 15th this year and has sent back photos of Mars. On the day I was at Qu Yuan's temple, it was raining, just like the day Qu Yuan jumped into the river. In the fog, a dam was vaguely visible in the river, not far away from the temple complex. That is world's largest dam, the Three Gorges Dam. The construction of the dam caused the original location of the temple to be submerged under the water. The temple was moved to the mountain here before it was drowned. The Qu Yuan Temple scenic area is a good spot to observe the dam. If you are interested in the Three Gorges Dam, I've made a video tour in the area. It's a tourism place and foreigners are allowed and welcome to visit. I'm Yan Yan. I make videos about sites of interest in China and histories and stories behind them. Subscribe to my channel. I'll see you next time.